Children, let us start the new chapter, Work and Energy. In the previous chapters, we have discussed about the motion, causes of motion and gravitation, and this work and energy. Work and energy are the new concepts. Now let us discuss about these two concepts. Then what is work? Before that, let us discuss about some activities in our day-to-day life. You know that living beings perform several basic activities to survive, and such activities are called life processes. That is called life processes. What are the life processes? Then what is life processes? Several basic activities performed by the living being. So, several activities performed by let us consider they are the basic activities. Several basic activities performed by the living being. Living being to survive. To survive is called life processes. Life processes. And to carry out these activities, energy is required. The energy for these processes comes from food. Together with these basic activities, we do the activities like playing, singing, reading, writing, thinking, jumping, cycling, running, etc. For all these activities, we need energy. The energy for these activities comes from food. So, all living beings need food to live. Even animals also engaged in activities. They jump, they run, they have to fight, they move away from enemies, they find food or they find a safe place to live. Also, we engage some animals to some activities. We engage some animals to lift weights, carry loads, pull carts or plow fields, etc. All these activities require energy, and this energy comes from the food which we eat, which the animals eats. And machines also perform many work, so they also need energy for working. How do some engines require fuel like petrol and diesel? They get energy by the fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. Then all these are togetherly called work. Then what is work? There is a difference in the way you use the term work in day-to-day life and also in science. Now let us discuss when the work is done, when the work is not done. As a student, you are doing large number of activities. You are reading book, you are drawing diagrams, you organize your thoughts, collect question papers, attends classes, discusses problems with your friends, and also perform experiments and expends lot of energy to do these activities. You are using your energy to study, to organize some thoughts, to collect the question paper, and also to draw the diagrams, etc. According to your opinion, you are working hard, but all this hard work may involve very little work if you go by the scientific definition of work. According to scientific definition, we can say that it is not a hard work. You are working hard to push a huge rock. But if the rock does not move despite all your effort, you get completely exhausted. However, you have not done any work on the rock, as there is no change in the place of the rock. There is no displacement of the rock. Even though you worked hard, you exhausted, there is no any change in the position of the rock. You can say that work is not done. Work is not done. Here, no work is done. Because even though effort is there, even though energy is applied, even though force is applied, but the rock is not displaced. So you can say that it is not a work. You stand still for a few minutes with a heavy load on your hand or with a heavy load on your head. You get tired. But is there any work done here? Are you doing work on the load? You climb up a tall tree. You climb up the steps of a staircase and reach the second floor of a building just to see the landscape from there. If we apply the scientific definition, these activities involve a lot of work. Because in these activities, the force is applied and there is a displacement. Lot of energy is consumed, more amount of force is applied and there is a more displacement. So you can say that these activities involve a lot of work. In day-to-day life, we consider any useful physical or mental labor as work, but according to scientific definition, they may not be a work. Activities like playing in a field, talking with friends, humming a tune, watching a movie, attending a function are sometimes not considered to be work. Then what is work? The definition of work is different in science. Then what is the scientific approach of the work? What is the scientific conception of work? To understand the way we view work and define work from the point of view of science, let us consider some situations. So you take scientific conception of work. Scientific conception of work and also consider some activities. Consider some activities. First you take push a pebble lying on a surface. Push a pebble lying on a surface. What happens here? The pebble moves through a distance and here pushing means you are exerting a force on a pebble and the pebble got displaced. Push a pebble lying on a surface. In this situation, what happens? Pebble moves. Pebble moves. Force is applied. Force is applied on the pebble and pebble got displaced. And pebble got displaced. So work is done. So work is done. Now let us take second situation. A girl pulls a trolley and the trolley moves. A girl pulls a trolley and the trolley moves. Trolley moves. Here force is applied. Force is applied and the trolley is displaced. Force is applied on the trolley and the trolley is displaced. So work is done. Work is done. Let us take some more situation. Here, lift a book through a height. Lift a book through a height. Again here, force is applied and the book rises up. Force is applied on a book and the book has moved. And the book has displaced. Hence work is done. Hence work is done. Then in the view of science, a closer look at the above situations reveals that two conditions need to be satisfied for work to be done. One is a force should act on an object and the object must be displaced. So in the view of science, two conditions need to be satisfied for work to be done. Two conditions need to be satisfied for work to be done. First one, a force should act on an object. Second, the object must be displaced. The object must be displaced. So, in the view of science, two conditions need to be satisfied for work to be done. First condition is force should be applied on the object. Second, object must be displaced. If any one of the above conditions does not exist, work is not done. So, this is the way we view work in science. So, if force is not applied, then also there is no work. If the force applied, the object will not move. If the object is not displaced, then also there is no work. So, if any one of the above conditions does not exist, work is not done. So you know that a bullock is pulling a cart. The cart moves. Here the force is applied on the cart by the bullock and the cart is moved. So you can think that the work is done in this situation. Now let us discuss the definition of work in the science. Then how the work is defined in science. To understand this, we shall first consider the case when the force is acting in the direction of displacement. Now you consider an object. Force F is applied on this object in this direction. And the object moves in the same direction up to this distance S. Force is applied on the object and in the same direction, that is in the direction of the application of the force, the object is displaced, the object is moved. And let us consider the work done is here W. In this situation, the work done is W, and W is equals to F into S. So you can write that work done equals force into displacement. Force into displacement. Here F is the force applied and S is the displacement of the object in the direction of the application of the force. Thus, work done by a force acting on an object is equal to the magnitude of the force multiplied by the distance moved in the direction of the force. Now let us write the definition of work. So what is that? Work done on an object is defined as the magnitude of the force multiplied by the distance moved by the object in the direction of the applied force. In the direction of the applied force, that is W is equals to F into S, where W is the work done, F is the force, S is the displacement. Then let us discuss about the SI unit of force. And here you know that work has only magnitude and no direction. Even though there is a displacement in the direction of the application of the force, the work is not a vector quantity, work is a scalar quantity. So also you write work is a scalar quantity, as it has only magnitude and no direction. Even though the force is a vector quantity, but the work is not a vector quantity, it is a scalar quantity. It has only magnitude and no direction. And also here the SI unit of the force. Here we can take the SI unit of the force is 1 Newton and SI unit of the displacement is 1 meter. Then the work done by the force will be 1 Newton meter. So here W is equals to F into S, that is 1 N into 1 M, that equals 1 Nm, that is termed as Newton meter. Therefore you can write that SI unit of work done is SI unit of work done is Newton meter. Newton meter. In short you can write Nm. Newton meter, in short you can say Nm. And also this is taken as joule because to do the work energy is consumed. Therefore the unit of work is expressed in terms of joule also. So you write Newton meter or you take joule. SI unit of work done is Newton meter or joule. So you write 1 joule is equals to 1 Newton meter. 1 joule is equals to 1 Newton meter. How you can define 1 joule? Definition of 1 joule of work. Definition of 1 joule of work. How will you define 1 joule of work? That is 1 joule is the amount of work done on an object when a force of 1 Newton displaces it by 1 meter along the line of action of the force, along the line of application of the force. So write 1 joule or 1 J you write. 1 J is the amount of work done, is the amount of work done on an object when a force of 1 Newton displaces the object by 1 meter in the direction of application of force. So 1 joule can be defined as the amount of work done on an object when a force of 1 Newton displaces it by 1 meter in the direction of application of force. In the direction of application of force. In this equation, W is equals to F into S. In the equation, W is equals to F into S. What is the work done when the force on the object is 0? If F equals 0, if the force on the object is 0, that is if F equals 0, then the work done is 0 into S, that is 0. What would be the work done when the displacement of the object is 0? Even though the force is applied, the displacement is 0. That is, if S equals 0, then you will have W is equals to F into 0, that is 0. Here, if the force applied is 0 Newton, that is 0, then the work done is 0. If the displacement is 0, even though the force is applied but the displacement is 0, then also the work done is 0. Therefore, here the conditions that are to be satisfied to say that the work is done are two conditions that you know: force is to be applied and there must be displacement of the object in the direction of the application of the force. Children, you take one example. A force of 5 Newton is acting on an object. The object is displaced through 2 meter in the direction of the force. The object is displaced up to here, that is 2 meter in the direction of the force. If the force acts on the object all through the displacement, then work done is what? 5 Newton into 2n, that is 10 Newton meter or 10 joule. Take down this example. You write this example. A force of 5 Newton is acting on an object. The object is displaced through 2 meter in the direction of the force as shown in the figure. If the force acts on the object all through the displacement, here the force is applied all through the displacement. From here to here to reach, the force is applied continuously. Then what is the work done here? According to the definition of the work, W is equals to F into S, that equals 5N into 2M equals 10 Nm. That equals what? 10 joules of work is done here. Here the force applied is 5 Newton and the displacement is 2m. So the 5n into 2m becomes 10 Newton meter. That is 10 joules of work is done here. In this situation, 10 joules of work is done. Now let us take one in-text question. What is that question? A force of 7 Newton acts on an object. The displacement is say 8 meter in the direction of the force. Let us take it that the force acts on the object through the displacement. What is the work done in this situation? So here is an object. Consider the object. Here 7 Newton force is applied on this object and this object moves 8 meter, reaches this place, and what is F here? F equals 7n and S equals 8m. Then work equals question mark. If you write the formula, W is equals to F into S, that is 7n into 8m. So you will get 56 Newton meter, that is equals to 56 joules of work is done. 56 joules. This is the work done. In this case, the work done is 56 joules. F equals 7n and S equals 8m. You got 7 8 is 56 Newton meter, that is equals to 56 joules. Children, let us consider another situation in which the force and the displacement are in the same direction. A baby pulling a toy car parallel to the ground. See the situation, see the figure here. A baby pulling a toy car parallel to the ground. The baby applied a force in the direction of the displacement of the car. Here she is pulling a car and the car is moving in this direction only. So the baby applying a force in the baby has applied the force in the direction of the displacement of the car. In this situation, the work done will be equal to the product of the force and displacement. The work done is equals to what? F into S. In such situation, the work done by the force is taken as positive. And again you consider a situation in which an object moving with a uniform velocity along a particular direction. Now a retarding force is applied in the opposite direction. Consider a situation in which an object is moving with a uniform velocity along a particular direction. Now a retarding force is applied in the opposite direction. That is, the angle between the two directions is 180 degree. Let the object stops after a displacement S. Here the force is applied to stop it. Then what happens? F is taken as negative and that is denoted by the minus sign. Here the force is applied to stop the object. In that case F is taken as negative and it is denoted by the minus sign. Here we can take that as W is equals to minus F into S or F into minus S. So it is clear that the work done by a force can be either positive or negative. Work done can be positive or negative, that is depending upon the direction of the displacement and the application of the force. Now, when the work done is positive and when it is negative. When the work done is negative, when the work done is positive, work done is positive when the force is in the direction of displacement. So, we take work done is positive when the force is in the direction of displacement. Force is in the direction of displacement. And work done is negative. When work done is negative, work done is negative when the force is acting and the force acts opposite to the direction of displacement. Direction of displacement. So, when the work done is positive, when the force is in the direction of displacement. Work done is negative when the force acts opposite to the direction of displacement. So, if you lift an object up, work is done by the force exerted by you on the object. The object moves upward. The force you exerted is in the direction of displacement. However, there is the force of gravity acting on the object. Which one of the force is doing positive work? Which one is doing negative work? Here, the gravitational force is doing negative work because the gravitation force is towards the earth, but the object is lifted upward. So, it is in the opposite to the gravitational force. So, the work done is negative by the gravitational force and positive by the force exerted by you.